Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Jansen from the library. Actually, today I'm not in the library because it's being used for something else, so I'm in a little office right near the library. So last week we read a book called Horses on the Farm, and you let me know a fact or two, or even three, that you learned about horses. Today I want to read you a book called Billy and Blaze. It's a fiction book, which means that it's not true, but we can still learn a lot about horses from a fiction book. We can learn a lot about anything from a fiction book too. It's just a different way of learning. I chose the horse books because I loved horses when I was growing up. And because I loved horses when I was growing up, I read a lot about horses, and that helped my reading a lot. So if you read about something you're interested in, it will help your reading, I promise. I wanted to show this to you, show you how much I love horses. I have this. It's carved out of wood of a horse head, and I've had this since I was a little girl. That's how much I loved horses. I never did own a horse, always wanted to, but I did learn to ride horses. Maybe you can do that one day. Maybe you are doing that. I love the Billy and Blaze books. There's several of them. They were written a long time ago, but they're so wonderful books. And all of the illustrations, all of the pictures are in black and white. They're sketches. And C.W. Anderson is the author and the illustrator. And I can tell that because there's only one name on here. If you like Billy and Blaze books, there are more in the series. This is the very first one where we learn about Billy and Blaze. And there are many more books, and we have several of them in our school library at Bradley Creek. So let's read Billy and Blaze. Whoops. Here we go. Sorry about that. Billy was a little boy who loved horses more than anything else in the world. I can tell he loves horses. There's Billy. He's got all kinds of horse pictures and drawings all over his room. Whenever he had a chance to ride some farmer's horse, he used to pretend that it was a prancing pony. One birthday morning, his father said to him, "Out on the lawn, you will find your birthday present." What do you think it might be? Look how dressed up his family is. His dad has a suit on. His mom looks nice. Billy's got a tie on because it is a special occasion. It's his birthday. I wonder how old he is. I'm going to count the candles on the cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. And there stood a beautiful bay pony with 4 white feet and a white nose. Billy had never been so happy. No boy was ever more proud and happy than Billy when he went out for his first ride. Right from the very start, Billy and his new pony seemed to like and understand each other. After thinking for a long time about many names, Billy decided to call the pony Blaze because he had a white blaze down his face. Right there, got a white blaze. That's a great name for him. Before going to bed that first night, he took a flashlight and went down to the stable to see if Billy was all right. Already Blaze seemed to feel at home, and he was glad to see him. A stable is a special place where you keep horses. It's like a horse barn. As soon as it was daylight, Billy was up cleaning and brushing Blaze so they could take a long ride after breakfast. He's really taking care of his pet, isn't he? Brushing him, keeping him clean. It was not long before before Blaze would come galloping whenever Billy called, for he knew there'd be a carrot or a piece of sugar for him, as well as much petting. Did you know horses like apples too? and he too enjoyed the rides through the woods where there was so much to see. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful illustration. That must have taken Mr. Anderson a long time to draw all of this detailed, wonderful picture. One day, when they were riding along a path through the woods, they came to a tree fallen across the path, and Blaze jumped quickly over it. Billy was so surprised he almost fell off, but it was very exciting, and he decided to try it again. So when they came to the next small fence, he leaned forward and gripped with his knees, and over they sailed. It felt like flying. One day in the woods, they heard a dog howling as if in pain. They rode to the spot, and there they found a dog caught in a trap that had probably been set for some wild animals. See the doggy's foot in the trap right there? It's a lucky thing they were out there. Although the dog was badly hurt, he seemed to know that Billy was trying to help him. He stood very still while Billy opened the trap and set him free, and then he limped along home with Billy and Blaze. If you limp, that means you're having trouble walking a little bit because his leg was hurt. When they got home, Billy bandaged the dog's foot and gave them something to eat. He was very hungry. See the bandage on his leg right there? The dog seemed to have no home. No one could find out where he came from. So Billy's father said they could keep him. He named the dog Rex, and wherever Billy went, we were sure to find Rex too. Can you imagine getting a horse and a dog? Billy is very lucky. Rex and Blaze were great friends. He went down to the stable to see Blaze very often and usually slept there with him. One day, when Billy and Blaze were out riding, they saw a sign on a tree telling about a horse show and a silver cup that was to be given to the best pony. Let's try for it, said Billy to Blaze. When Billy got to the show with Blaze and Rex and saw many fine ponies were there, he began to feel afraid that he might not win the cup after all. But he's going to try his best. But one pony after another knocked down the rail when he jumped, and Billy began to feel that Blaze might win after all. He knew that he and Blaze had often jumped over fences almost as high as these, because they'd been practicing out in the woods. They'd done all this before. At last, Billy's turn came. Blaze jumped perfectly, and Rex jumped beside him. Everybody clapped and cheered. Rex was not supposed to jump, but everybody liked to see a dog jump so well. You have a fine pony, said the judge, as he gave Billy a silver cup, almost too big for him to hold. There's the silver cup right there. A man came out and took a picture of all three of them. And then the judge pinned a blue ribbon on Blaze's bridle with first prize printed in gold letters on it. The bridle is right here. And the reins are right there. The grass and trees looked very green, and the birds sang very gaily as the three went home. Blaze seemed to know he had done well, for he carried his head very high and pranced all the way. Billy was as happy as any boy could be. For Blaze's supper that evening, he brought many carrots and much sugar, and Rex had the finest bone in the house. Billy set the silver cup in his room. Every time he looked at it, He was very, very proud of Blaze. His pony was his best friend. And this is the last page. This is a picture of the silver cup. It says Blaze, best pony in the Mason Horse Show. Isn't that nice? And the first prize ribbon. Okay, so your assignment this week, easy one. Let me know. Do you rather read nonfiction or fiction? There's no wrong answer. It's just whatever you like the best. And in about 3 weeks, we will start having to be able to come into the library and have our classes here and check out library books, which I'm going to be so excited for you to do. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next week. And I look forward to seeing your lessons, which you guys have been doing a great job on.